And
we are live.
we might be live.
Says 10 seconds live, red.
But when I go to the YouTube video, oh yeah, we're live. Look at that. Yeah. Right. Okay, so I can fire you the link, and I'm going to share it on social, and then we'll have our conversation.
Okay, deal.
We did it. We're live.
Oh, fun. Yay.
We're alive. Yeah.
I'll send this to you in Hangouts, Nick. Or actually, I'll just tweet it and mention you, and then we'll go from there.
Okay, done. See if I can get into Twitter on my laptop. Sign in. Oh, we're live. Just a sec.
Nick!
This is a wet.
Here.
There we go.
There we go. Sorry,
Okay.
I ran away.
Okay, so now I'm sending a tweet.
Okay.
And let's do so. Okay, I picked out 10 or so of the questions so that we don't, because I think Lindsay and I did this questionnaire one time, and it was how long did it take us? Like 4 hours.
Sick
yeah,
with the flu.
It took us like all day.
Like the entire day.
Yeah, but we did love each other more at the end of it. So our intention here, I've also removed questions that were like deeply intimate. Like
why'd you remove those ones?
You and I can talk about our moms and stuff, like not on live. And then I also focused in on the friendship questions. So my thought is like, are we better friends at the end of this video?
What happens if we fall in love with one another?
That's the risk we gotta run here. It'll be the last time I do one of these, I guess.
First and last. Okay. Well,
what beers are you drinking?
I found this. Yeah, so I found this new beer. I decided to support the local liquor store.
Yeah.
Fine Wines on 149th and about 87th Ave.
Okay.
New beer, haven't had it before, from Innisfail, called Field and Forge Brewing.
Ooh, that's a good name. Dang.
Nice little label here.
I picked up this Fernie one.
Ooh, beauty.
It's got lemongrass in it, and I gotta say I'm on like a real lemongrass kick right now. Like we've been with lemongrass a lot. Yeah, I'm a big fan.
What's it called?
The El Dorado.
Oh, the El Dorado. Beautiful.
The El Dorado.
Yeah, this is just the Field and Forge IPA, citrus and floral. So quite nice. Yeah, great. I'm looking forward to this. And I got two, just in case we last a while.
Hey, can I grab I just spilled beer.
This is live, folks.
There's no more video.
You know why. Okay, so no more cheersing the laptop.
So I think, did you cheers the laptop? Is that why it spilled?
Yeah.
Okay, because I've had Fernie Brewing before, and I've opened them up, and they've exploded.
Fernie.
So they've got a yeast problem.
Oh my god! Hey, speaking of yeast problems, how's the cider business?
It's good. We have a few hiccups with the city.
Yeah.
Still waiting to build a washroom, but cider recipe is on point. I got some good news today. We have our flavors coming in from Scarborough.
Yeah.
So we have a ginger coming, a pineapple coming, and hibiscus. So we're looking forward to it. Flavor is on point.
I still, because you're drinking beer, not cider, so it's hard for me to believe that
we have cider. Yeah.
I can take pictures of apples. I can make an Instagram account. You know what I mean?
Yeah. There's a house in Westridge that has 110 liters of our ciders, but I won't disclose what location that
So
is.
yeah, we are live with
Yeah.
viewers, so it's going to be best to be safe there.
Viewers, so it's plural. We have more than one.
We have 0 viewers.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good.
Okay, so 36 questions. I think I got us 2 viewers.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, 12. Okay, so do we have 5 I think I got us 2.
What's happening?
Do you have the video open?
Yeah, the video's open, but now it's closed.
Probably, I think it's like a little delayed, so it probably just pulled up the audio from the video.
Okay.
Right?
No, you're right. It opened in another tab, but anyways, we're social distancing tonight on social.
Yeah, social distancing. We are social undistancing. It's like an unboxing video.
Nice.
And you and I today are going to do the New York Times' 36 questions that will make you fall in love.
Okay.
And Lindsay and I have done this before, and we got married after that. So, it doesn't matter.
Immediately after.
Yeah, it did.
Solely because of the questionnaire.
And like I said, I've edited our questions a little bit, so we'll use that to guide the conversation. You want to jump in, or do you have got any shout outs you want to give our audience? Like,
ooh, hey mom.
Hey mom, yeah.
Yeah, she's not watching, but hey.
And replay,
That's right.
Nick, given question number 1, are you ready?
It depends what question number 1 is, but yeah.
Cheers, but not cheers on the laptop.
Let's do it.
Given the choice of anyone in the world, whom would you want as a dinner guest?
Can I say Tyler Butler?
Yeah, hell yeah. You can. Many
yeah.
people do.
Yeah, Tyler Butler. I'd love to have him as my dinner guest right now.
I don't know if we've ever had dinner together. Like we've had sliders.
That's exactly why I want Tyler Butler as my dinner guest right now. I saw you had a wicked some sort of chana masala recipe on your Instagram feed the other day.
I've been trying to cook Indian food. So I made like a spinach sauce chicken that was like, really challenging for me, like outside of my comfort zone, but it turned out great. You got some dog action going on?
Yeah, sorry, I'm listening. These dogs are.
It's not a.
Hey, calm it down over there. Okay, sorry. You had a spinach sauce going.
I had a spinach sauce. I did I've been doing this lamb curry that's really good. I'm just trying to push my comfort zone. So I've been cooking more Thai, Japanese cuisine stuff ever since we went to Japan. I got kind of the basics of those 2 cuisines. I'm not good at any of it, but it's new and exciting for me.
Yeah. So back to this. That's great. Back to this dinner guest idea. Is the dinner guest like a guest that you need to cook for, or does the guest cook for you?
I interpret it as like you're meeting at a restaurant.
Oh, okay. So in that case, I'm gonna have to go after Tyler Butler.
Yeah,
I'm gonna have to go with Steven Gerrard, who was my that was my sort of icon growing up. Liverpool's club captain for many years, big soccer fan. I am, as is he, I'm sure. But he led them to glory, Champions League glory back in 2005. He could have moved to any club in the world to, pursue his career and win everything under the sun, but chose to stay in the club where he was born. And I really respect that, especially in sort of the modern game of soccer. So I would choose him.
Club guys,
Yeah, one of the last ones, right? So I mean, you could say Lionel Messi is up there as well, but Stevie G is sort of like the last of that breed. I mean, he did go to LA at the end of his career, right? So
I forgot about that.
That was hard to swallow, and I refused to watch any of those games. But
it's like Martin Brodeur and a blue.
Yeah.
What are you doing, man?
Yeah, or Jerome McGinley, right? Like going to
he bounced around a little bit though, right? So
True. Yeah.
I heard the Oilers almost signed him at one point.
Oh man. So yeah, dinner guest would be Stevie G.
Yeah.
Growing up, in high school, I sort of idolized him, and playing soccer at a moderate kind of level in the city. I wanted to be like him. I wanted to play like him, and I never got there, but yeah, Stevie G. Fish and chips with Stevie G. That's what I would choose.
That should be the real question: is what would you eat with your hero?
What would you eat with your hero?
Well, I don't really know the answer to this question. I'm not big on like heroes and icons, which I think is because I met a lot of the musicians that I looked up to while I was playing music.
Right.
And they were all fine people, but I very much see like fellow creators as fellow humans.
Yeah.
The one person who I would like to have lunch with is the Alberta poet Robert Croce. And
Okay.
the reason is he's someone who's writing I looked up to. I still do. Like he's very, very talented. Really influential on like the way I wrote music. He was a poet. But I met him and he passed away really soon after. And he had actually tried to get in touch with me to meet up and talk more about like writing. And I've never known like what it is he wanted to talk about. And I swear to God, I wish so bad that I had that conversation with them. So if I could pull someone back, I would have that conversation.
You don't have any insight or ideas as to what he wanted to talk about?
None. Yeah, it was like I went to a Writers Guild event and met him, and I just heard from one of them like, oh, he wanted to get in touch with you, and then he passed away in a car accident really soon after. Yeah,
I'm sorry. That's shitty.
Well, yeah, it's also I'm glad,
but also kind of romantic in a morbid kind of way.
Glad I got to shake his hand, and
yeah, no doubt.
I'll lend you one of his books one time.
I'd love it.
He's really, really good. Right, he writes about Alberta. It's beautiful.
What would you eat with Croce? Robert Croce.
I don't know, like what's the most prairie meal you can possibly eat? I'd have pierogies or something. I don't know.
A handful of canola. I don't know. Potatoes now, maybe. I don't know. Goodness, yeah.
Potatoes. Yeah, that's right. Don't spoil the activation.
That's right.
Let's move on to the next question. Would you like to be famous, and in what way?
I don't know if I would like to be famous.
No. Okay.
No. I mean, it's neat to have novel ideas, but I like to be sort of the one supplying famous people with those novel ideas, right? Like, I feel like the limelight kind of wears on people. I'm a big Kanye West fanboy. People may or may not know that about me, but I feel like the limelight's kind of it takes away from what people are actually able to produce, right? Like you're sort of at a crossroads sometimes with determining whether or not someone's actually clever or just doing a PR stunt. So I think, yeah, fame is not for me. Fame is not for me. I like supplying ideas, and for me, ideas is fame. I don't know. There's other things too, right? Like playing sports and playing music and that sort of thing. But those are ideas in general. I don't want to be famous. No. What about you?
My wife is walking around with a glass of scotch right now.
Ooh. Famous. We're live. We're famous.
Do I want to be famous? I would like to be famous, but only if it's like for my talent. Like,
right. Okay.
I wouldn't want to be like the figurehead of a brand.
Right.
But I get a lot out of people when I make things, like responding to it. So the idea of having like millions of people who can't wait to see the next thing that I make, I would like that. I think I'd get a lot of joy out of it.
Yeah.
It seems to be a downside, obviously, but all right, I'll figure that out when it comes.
Yeah. Is what? How do you perceive like fame in terms of like people? I don't know. In meme culture these days, right? Like you can get famous for, I don't know, slipping on ice or like doing something stupid at a party. Like,
Yeah.
Imagine being famous for, I don't know, puking all over yourself at an Oilers game or something.
Right. Yeah, you're right. I want to be like Neil Young famous. I want longevity and principles and like and the fame and recognition that lets you choose your projects, where like you're like your old Leonard Cohen or Neil Young just like doing stuff. Leonard Cohen's a bad example. But yeah, like that's what I want, is like the talent is the driver kind of thing.
Totally.
Neil Young isn't famous because he's beautiful and he's not famous because he's a meme, you know?
Totally. There's my two dogs are like trying to wrestle each other right now. So
can we see?
This is the worst. and one of them just stole my shoe. Hold on, where'd she go? You see that?
Oh, that's your shoe?
Yeah. Or my slipper. There's the other one. They just keep barking at each other. So anyway.
I've never met your dogs. I haven't been to your house before.
Yeah, well, here's my house.
It's a beautiful house.
That's Dallas.
Hey, Dallas.
And that's Maybelline.
Maybelline. Maybe it's Maybelline.
Yeah, after the Chuck Berry song, Maybelline. Yeah, there we go. There we go. Okay, stop fighting. All right.
Which dog wins the fights?
Yeah. Which dog?
Yeah.
I would say the pug, Maybelline, kind of runs the show. Dallas will step in or will sort of give it back when she feels as though Maybelline's sort of overstepping. But for the most part, she's the boss. Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Rightly so. I mean, look at her. Queen Maybelline.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so fame, it's not for you.
Nah.
But it might be for a guy, you know?
Yeah.
Get famous and I'll tell you if I don't want
to. Okay, so maybe what, like, going back to fame, like, what is the definition of famous?
I think we get to decide, my friend.
Okay. I would say
I'm going to say 100 Twitter followers.
Well, I've surpassed that, so I guess I'm famous. I'm 4 times famous.
Nick Ford?
Yeah, I'm 4 times famous. 400 and I don't even know. I've been bleeding followers here, so not that I keep track of that stuff.
Bleeding followers.
Yeah, I haven't tweeted. My last tweet was retweeting this video. So,
well, expect a little bump from this, you know.
Ooh, okay.
All of us.
443 followers as of right now.
I really like my joke whenever we have people on like an ATB Instagram story or live stream or anything. I always pull them to the side and really seriously say, it's really important that you don't let fame change who you are.
Nice.
And yeah, always gets a laugh.
Love it. Well, you got one here too. So.
Hey.
So what is fame though? Is it like global recognition?
I think of like I can fill a venue. I can fill.
How big is the venue? Is it Tyler's apartment?
I think it's like. Okay, like this is top of mind. I bought tickets to see the National at Shaw Conference Center, 4,000 people or so, right, in that venue. If you can fill that, you're famous.
Okay. Yep.
Yeah.
Fair enough. I would say I'd want to be famous then. If I can fill the Shaw Conference Center.
Yeah.
Great. That means my ideas, the things that I value,
right,
are famous. So I would say that I would like that. But I'm not going on some global tour like selling out Commonwealth stadiums all over the globe. Like, I'm not interested in that.
I'm talking about the economy.
Yeah, we won't talk about that. I'll try not to talk about that. That's on too many people's minds.
That's right. We are social undistancing right now, not delving into the world's problems.
That's right.
Okay, so I'm going to skip a few questions ahead. If you were able, this is a long question. If you were able to live to the age of 90, Ooh. And you can retain either the mind or the body of a 30-year-old for the last 60 years of your life, which would you want? Mind or body of a 30-year-old for the ages of 30 to 90?
What if I don't want to live till I'm 90?
You can. There is a third option here. There's always the third option, right? No one talks about that.
Mind or body? Definitely body.
I completely agree. I think there's like no other answer for this question.
Yeah, I feel like you're like if you take good care of your mind, I'm just assuming that I'm not getting some degenerative disease like Alzheimer's or something, right? Like if you take good care of your mind, you've met seniors that are smart as a whip. Like my granddad's still so clever and so sharp, and he's well into his 80s. So I would say body. That's pretty easy.
I very much interpreted the question as like, I want to learn all the things I'll learn between 30 and 90, right?
Yeah.
That's the exciting part of getting older, is like getting perspective and wisdom. But the bad part of it to me is like your body breaks down, you have pain, you have like less mobility. Like I like to be active and play sports and stuff like that. What if I could do that for 90 years, but also gain this like wisdom that I could apply to the world with like a really active body, right?
Totally. I mean, I just turned 31. Been biking to work every day for a number of years now, about 4 or 5 years, and my Achilles are. I mean, you knew this. We sat next to each other, and I've been going to physio for the last month or so.
Yeah.
And man, I don't know what it's going to be like at 90 years old if it hurts this bad at 31, right? So, but I think it's an easy choice, body.
Yeah. I don't know why you would choose the other one.
And I think a lot of like 90-year-old people could probably whoop my ass at crib.
Because they have years of experience.
That's right. Wisdom. I don't know what it does to your brain, but probably good things.
What is the thing in your life that you are most grateful about or for?
I guess one thing. Yeah, one thing. That's the question. I would say the ability to move. So even though like running and biking and playing soccer does cause me a bit of pain,
right,
I'm able to move and move freely. And I mean that sort of in a literal sense, but also sort of in the not metaphorical sense, but literal sense, in that like I'm able to like go out and do shopping, or I'm able to in this country like travel, not right now, but kind of travel to other countries, or there's this freedom of movement. So I would say movement is what I treasure. What about you?
That's a good answer. It's similar to the last answer, right? Like movement was the thing up to 90 that both of us were like, yeah, of course you would want that. What am I most grateful for? I am grateful for my wife, Lindsay. Hello.
Good answer.
I am grateful definitely for our relationship, definitely.
You can say a different answer.
No. And I'm grateful for I'm also grateful, like Lindsay and I have both built a life that like has made us have like some extra money to travel, and like we have a good stable life, which is really important to me and both of us. I'm grateful that we share that value and now are like executing that in a way that like we went to Japan for 3 weeks last year. We travel, we see the world, we do things, we take vacations, we have interesting jobs, and I'm really grateful for that. I have a good partner who shares those values, and it's made my life better.
Great. That's a great answer.
Yeah. Cheers.
Lovely. No spillage.
Watch the laptop. What in your life do you feel most grateful? Okay, question 10. I'm skipping around.
Out of 36.
If you could change anything about the way you were raised, what would it be?
Ooh. Sorry, Coach Tim.
He's watching. There's one.
He's got to be watching.
Coach Tim.
At Tim Ford Edmonton, I believe is his Twitter handle.
If you've made it 25 minutes into this video.
That's right.
Yeah.
If I could change anything about how I was raised, what would it be? I would say every time my mom said to use your words and like actually explain how you feel, like use those words. It's not a trick. You know what I mean? Like I guess in essence, like communicate. Don't be scared to communicate. Don't be scared to like tell people how you feel, even if it's kind of against the grain, even if it's gonna ruffle some feathers. You know, like it's important to communicate and tell people how you feel and communicate ideas. Because ultimately, you know, if you have an opposing idea, it might expand someone's worldview or expand someone's ideas about your ideas. So I would say I was kind of told that, but I was never kind of encouraged. You know, it was always like, yeah, use your words, but it wasn't really encouraged. So I would say follow that, like use your words and communicate.
That's a really.
What about you? Yeah. What about you?
It's tied into my last answer, actually. Like, I wish we had traveled and like seen more of the world. We traveled, we'd go visit family in different parts of Canada and stuff. But I wish that when I was younger, we'd seen more of the world and a little more adventurous with our travel. It's something that I always really wanted, and it's something I'm glad I can do now as an adult. But yeah, I wish that's something that I would change.
I think that's a good answer too, right? Like, we'd go to Montreal quite frequently. I have quite a bit of family in Montreal, and a lot of our summer vacations would be, you know, to go to Montreal.
Yeah.
And like, there's so many other places on the planet, even in your own province, you know, that we could have gone and done and that sort of thing. So that's a good answer too.
Yeah. Just a little bit of adventure. I think adventure really bonds people too, right? Well, you and I have gone on our fair share of adventures together, and
muddy mint fields and
slipped, nearly hit telephone poles and sideways.
Loving it. Barely made it into the Calgary airport from Lethbridge in a plane, you know, like.
The number of times that I've gotten drunk at the Burger King in the Calgary airport is like, it's staggering. Like, no Burger King should have beer, and you should never drink beer multiple times at the same Burger King. Those are rules to live by, and I have broken both of them.
How many Burger Kings can you name on one hand that are licensed?
One, I guess.
Yeah, me too. Yeah, Calgary Airport.
The Calgary Airport, man. I got stuck in the Calgary Airport for 8 hours because there was a thunderstorm, and I swear to God, I was like, if one of you guys has to be hit by lightning to get me on that plane, then that's a small price to pay. Like, I'm ready. And I really got to know the Calgary Airport, specifically like the crappy part of it that you're in when you're just flying to Edmonton. And there's two Chili's, and there's definitely a good Chili's out of the two of them.
Which one's the better one?
You know it, because there's like young, cool people in one of them, and then the other one's
and
like,
that's not the cool one.
Yeah,
the one with the young, cool people is not the cool one, right?
And then I had beers at the brew house with this like delightful. The waiter had like a cloth on his arm, and he was just like a classic bartender. Like,
brew house.
Like scrubs down the spot in front of me and pours me a beer, like just classic shit. I love that stuff. And yeah, I really.
You eat boneless wings with a knife and fork.
I did. And they're a candy store, and the patrons are a mix of 7-year-old girls and 40-year-old men in reflective vests.
Ooh, that's not a good dynamic.
But I think they're the two people who really want candy.
Fair
Like
enough.
colorful candy, you know?
Okay. Skittles.
Yeah. Anyway,
Yeah, that sort of
that's
stuff.
that's my review of the Calgary airport.
Hey,
Too many
that's-
chilies.
what would you give it out of 5 stars
Uh,
compared to other airports that you've been to?
the other thing I've noticed about multiple airports in my time traveling around Alberta is that they all have a stand of funky patterned shirts that say "fun shirts."
You need to start an Instagram account.
I posted it in my story. I don't know like what the hell that is, but like I don't know if it's one of the things where like the store doesn't look like a chain, but it actually is a chain or something like that. But yeah, shirts for sale in every airport. And like,
Good.
yeah.
I think we're boring someone.
Yeah.
Good.
So you're gaining traction. You went on that diatribe about shirts in the Calgary airport.
Chilies, fun shirts, and candy. Too good.
Okay, next question.
Next question. 11.
Okay, if a crystal ball could tell you the truth about yourself, your life, the future, or anything else, what would you want to know?
Right now?
Yeah.
Or like as of like a month ago?
You tell me.
Right now, the future. The future's a bit uncertain, and by a bit I mean very.
Yeah.
No one knows what's happening. No one knows where things are going. No one knows how things are going to shape out, or what's going to happen, or how long sort of this social distancing and self-isolation is going to last. So for the good of mankind and that sort of thing, like I would say I want to know about the future, like where and when and that sort of thing. And selfishly, I think it would make me look really good in my job if I could predict the future and tell everyone in Alberta that everything is going to be okay. And it will eventually.
Right.
But just sort of giving that time frame of wait out this long and things will be okay. Kind of a selfish answer, but that's what I would choose. What would you choose?
What frightens me about the future is like if it's bad, I kind of don't want to know.
If it's bad though, I feel like you could kind of strategize about how to communicate that badness.
Yeah.
But maybe theoretically, I mean, there's a number of different scenarios. It could be really, really, really bad, and you can't communicate it any other way than just saying it's really bad. But I feel like you have the power if you know the future,
Right.
Maybe it's taking advantage of certain things before the world ends. I don't know. But I would choose the future. I feel like that's some good power, and then I could sell out the Shaw Conference Center with my predictions.
I like that. I like the future. Yeah.
What would you choose? Would you choose your life or the future, or what? I mean, they go kind of part and parcel with one another, don't they? Like your life and how it kind of fits into the future.
What would I want to know? I feel like the crystal ball is like an objective observer. Like no judgments. I guess what I just want to know is like, am I a good person? Like I'm trying to be, and that like if the future is bleak, like if tomorrow is the last day, if I can know like, yeah, you did it, you're a good person, then that's like okay with me. That's really important to me. I just like want to be as good a person as I can. So that's what I would ask the crystal ball.
You'd ask the crystal ball if I'm a good person.
Yeah.
But does that have to do with the future?
No, it said the question is the truth about yourself, your life, the future, or anything else.
Okay. Yeah. So I chose the future.
And I chose anything else.
Good answer. I mean, that includes everything other than the future.
Yeah.
Including past events, So things like, was 9/11 an inside job?
Who killed JFK?
You would know those things. You would know, is Tupac still alive? You would know these things.
One of the alternate interviews that I looked at, the first question was what conspiracy theories do you believe in?
Ooh. Is that on the list of questions?
I don't know. I feel like we're gonna get demonetized on YouTube, right?
Yeah. Yeah, people end up on our YouTube live stream based on what we're talking about right now.
We can take that offline.
Reptilian shapeshifters. Mole people. Yeah.
Here's the next question. What do you value most in a friendship?
The ability to laugh at everything.
Yeah.
Like one of the most important things is the ability to laugh at yourself, right? I think like it's fun to laugh at things and at things that are, I guess, objectively funny and I guess subjectively funny. But I think the ability to laugh at yourself when you do something stupid is really important. And I value that in all relationships and all friendships, is like owning when you've done something stupid and laughing at that. So that was an easy one.
Yeah.
What about you?
What do I value in a friendship? I value because I'm someone who likes to have closer friendships rather than a lot of kind of acquaintances. So I value that kind of willingness to get to know each other and honesty and respect kind of thing. Mostly I just value how do I describe it? I don't know, real, it sounds super romantic or something, but real connection, actually getting to know someone, I think is fascinating. And especially I don't know, it sounds a little intense. But
no, it's fun.
I like friendships that can get a little bit deeper,
Yeah. So would you advise social distancing and printing off 36 questions from the New York Times to get?
No, we can have a halfway check-in. Do you feel like we're closer friends as we circle into the last 5 questions here?
I think so.
Yeah, hell yeah.
And I think for the last two, no, it's an elbow bump.
Oh yeah, that's great. I think the laptop screen, it doesn't count. Yeah.
Yeah, true. For the last question, I might need to crack open another beer.
I'm gonna do the same. So let's both just leave dead air.
beer refresh. Do we whistle or something? Maybe.
Cha. This is the ad break. When we have sponsors, this is when we'll show their. What is that?
Sorry?
What is that?
I don't know. This is some Prosecco.
That's the biggest bottle.
Look at the size of this thing. I mean, the rapture's upon us, so.
You're not supposed to puke Prosecco on the YouTube show. That's not the point.
We got this one. This is the Field and Forge, but different from this one. So this is the India Pale Ale.
Oh yeah.
This is just the Pale Ale. So interesting.
I have the Hop Forward West Coast Pale Camp Out from Fermi. I bought a 12-pack.
That's a nice looking can there.
They do have beautiful branding. They really nailed
Agreed.
it. Okay, so we talked about friendship. Tell your partner, tell your friend, tell your partner what you like about them. Be very honest, saying things you might not say to someone you've just met.
Ooh.
I can start if you want some time.
Okay, go for it.
What do I like about you? I think that you are I think you have great ideas. I think like the first times we met, I was really struck by how you had really, really great ideas. And I think that you are very persistent. And I think you're an incredibly hard worker. And I like respect the hell out of that. When I think back to like the podcast we made together, like my work got like busier and busier, and you took on more and more of it, and just like flourished and like kept learning and growing. And like those are rare qualities. Like I work, those are rare qualities. I respect the hell out of it, and yeah, these are things I really like about you. I think you have a really interesting perspective. You are really creative. You have great ideas, and you have the work ethic to make them happen, which I think is an incredibly rare combination. And yeah, it's something I really respect about you.
Well, thank you. I'm really bad at taking compliments, so so thank you. Yeah, it's nice to have someone notice that. What's the question? What do I admire about you?
What do you like? Tell
What do I like?
What you like about them.
I like
things you might not say to someone you've just met.
Yeah. I like that you're very honest. Like when you know something's going to fail, or you know something sucks, or you know something isn't going to work, or you know something's not working, or you know something's not right. Like you have the courage and you're brave enough to sort of stand up when others might not, and say something. And if others sort of might have the courage, like you're usually the first one sort of through the door that's speaking up, you know. On top of that, like I think you and I have similar sorts of ideas, or I feel like we're sort of on the same wavelength. So I sort of feel the same way, as like your ideas are very good, great.
Everyone's
you've got a nice taste in everything, right? So and that might just be a subjective thing, but to me that's what I see. On top of all that, you're a hard worker, you're a good leader. You like people, you like pleasing people, but you also like to be pleased. Yeah, well, that's just, you know, we're being honest here. Yeah, I mean, could I go on? Yeah, but
we can turn off the broadcast and go on.
That's right. Yeah, we could pat each other's backs all night, you know.
I feel like both of us are embarrassed by compliments, honestly.
Yeah, no, legitimately though, like I mean the first part of what I said. Well, I meant everything I said, but the first part of what I said is true. Like you're so honest, and when you don't like something, or something doesn't quite fit, or something isn't right, like you're usually the first one to speak up. And it takes a lot of courage and being brave to sort of to be that first person. So I respect that. And I've actually, you know, when we were on the same floor at ATB, I sort of took that from you, right? Like I'm not Tyler by any means, but that's one thing that I've sort of adopted in my life is when I don't like something, or something's not quite right, I have more sort of courage in terms of speaking up for what I want, or for what might be objectively the right thing to do. So I commend you for that.
That's really nice to hear. I don't always feel that way, so it's something that's really nice to hear externally, you know.
Yeah. You're welcome. Thank you for inviting me to this live stream, to pat ourselves on the back, you know.
Thanks for inviting me to this super intimate live stream.
That's right. How many people? Can we have a live update on how many people are tuned in right now?
Yeah, there's one person tuned in right now.
Nice. Is it us? It might be me on my phone watching. No, it's I'm not doing that.
And
it's probably my mom.
We're in the intimate part of the questionnaire here. So we've talked about what we like about each other. The next question is, when did you last cry in front of another person?
When?
or by yourself. Let's just call it yeah. Also, if you don't answer this question, you don't have to.
No, that's fine. When did I last cry? 4 days ago.
Yeah.
Just like it's okay to have a good cry, you know, like it wasn't like a sob, but it was just like, whoa, like it was like a pause, like, whoa, like,
yeah,
shit's kind of hitting the fan. But it was like a good release, you know? So to answer your question, it was 4 days ago. Who was it in front of? The dogs.
Yeah. They, you know what?
But if I was around like other people, would have been okay. I don't know. Maybe not at work, just social pressure. But I was at home, luckily, and it was in front of the dogs. So 4 days ago. What about you?
I'm not a big crier, but I was in the Vancouver airport last Sunday, and we have like some really good friends who live out there, and we met their baby for the first time, and we left them behind. It's always really hard when they drop us off. It's always kind of sad. And then I literally like broke down in the Vancouver airport in front of a gate full of people. And like, I want to say I'm not ashamed to say it, but I'm deeply ashamed to say it. I don't like being sad in front of people, but I like just, tears out.
And then you got a top shelf marg at Chili's.
No, it wasn't the Calgary airport. Okay.
Oh wait, yeah, sorry. Yeah, it wasn't a licensed Burger King.
Brewery. They have a Stanley Park Brewery at the Vancouver airport, man. It's
nice.
Yeah, it's good food.
Good food, shitty beer.
It's good food for an airport, and I would know.
Fair enough.
At least they have restaurants. You and I have been to some airports that didn't even do us that service.
What's YQL? What airport code is that?
YQL? Is that Lethbridge?
Yeah. They need to step up their food game.
Here's my primary memory of I can't remember if you were on this trip. No, you weren't. Okay, we were coming back with Jackie McDonald, and me and Adam, and we were so tired. We'd been up late at an event. We got up at the crack of dawn to catch this flight. I must have told you this story, but the
one viewer, you must tell the story.
Yeah, exactly. It's one of those planes that like it looks like I'm going to war. Like it's like 8 people, and you can see the shape of the wheel in one of the seats, and there's no luggage.
I think this was the trip before you and I went, because you were a seasoned.
By the time I was like reading a book in that plane. But
and I was like, oh,
there's like straps hanging down from the ceiling, and there's obviously no flight attendant. So the co-pilot turns around and starts talking to you. These planes are so low that you can text on the plane, if you remember. So the co-pilot turns around and he looks at Jackie McDonald, who is sitting in the emergency exit, for what it's worth, because if this plane crashes, we're all dead. Like, we're toast. And it's probably going to happen, is what you're thinking as you're in it. So he looks at her and just goes, hey, just so you know, you're beside the emergency exit. If anything happens, just twist this and push out. And she looks him dead in the eye and goes, we can all hear, like, there's 8 people in the plane. She goes, should I wait until we're on the ground first?
Oh my.
And literally the whole plane, like, dead silent. Like, what?
Too good. That's too good, eh?
That's a good story. Speaking of jokes, the next question in our romantic survey, and our second last question, is what, if anything, is too serious to be joked about?
See, you had sent me this list before.
Yeah.
And the 2 questions I was most worried about were the first one, and this one.
This one. Okay, and I picked it because we're only doing like a third of the survey. Do you want me to pick a different question, or do you want to?
No. I feel like this is an appropriate question, but my sense of humor is quite dark. I don't have an answer.
Okay.
I feel like my thing with comedy is like you can joke about anything, as long as you're not like offending, like singling out one person to offend them or like a group of people. But grammatically, if the joke makes sense, the joke is funny. You know, like there's a structure to jokes that I tend to follow, and I'm sort of butchering what Ricky Gervais says, but like
Right.
I sort of follow this like similar logic in that you can joke about anything, just like don't like offend one person, and like don't offend like a group of people. Grammatically you can make jokes, and grammatically those jokes can be objectively funny. So next question.
My answer to that question is I don't like jokes that punch down. So
Okay.
I feel like inclusion is like a duty we should all observe, kind of thing. Especially if you're like from a social class or race or something that has social power. I think it's like on you to recognize that and then to not punch down. So I think punching sideways is fine. I think punching up is great. But I think being really conscious about like when am I telling a joke at the expense of another group?
Yeah.
And I think there's probably a way to maneuver in that space and kind of make something funny that's on that edge. And I love that. Like lots of the comedians and stuff I watch tell with just like, I don't know, funny jokes. And it's in good humor and everyone knows they're joking. But I think that edge is important to like, I'm talking in generalities. In general, what I want is to not tell cruel jokes.
Yeah, totally. I echo that sentiment, and that's all I got to say.
Yeah. What if I? Okay, last question. Share a personal problem.
Ooh.
And ask your partner's advice on how he or she might handle it.
Also, how do you deal with hat hair?
Ask your partner to reflect back to you how you seem to be feeling about the problem you've chosen.
Share a personal problem.
Personal problem you're willing to talk about on YouTube Live.
Do you have one? And I can help you out?
What is a personal problem that I want to talk about here on YouTube?
I feel like as we get older, these personal problems just become heavier and bigger. I like the sentiment though. And you might be frozen in time, and I might be frozen in time too. Yeah.
Hey, we're back.
Refreshing.
Sorry about that.
Nice.
What is a personal problem? Yeah, right. I just hung up the call instead of answering that.
Like, what is the personal problem? Nick is still live. Nick, go ahead.
Podcast because a personal problem.
Do we?
Is,
okay, so maybe we can end this maybe we can end this call with a collective personal problem.
Like
in that
social isolation.
Right.
Yeah. That's a good one. It's been a few days. It's starting to wear me down.
Cabin fever. It's a real thing.
I got outside for a run today. I figured the outside, there's no surfaces. So like go into the woods, it's pretty safe there. I do think
in the daytime. Yeah.
I do think that some of the grocery shopping behavior is like concerning to me. Like I went to Loblaws down the road the other day and like it was just like half empty. Like I've never really seen it like that before. And I'm reflecting on how fragile our kind of supply chain is.
Yeah. But is that a personal problem?
Well, it's a personal problem because I think I might be overreacting to it.
Okay.
So it's like it's got me feeling anxious and worried kind of thing, but also like I we're well supplied. Like I have faith.
Faith. He's got faith in retailers being able to supply us with goods and services of sustenance and support. Rambling. We're weighing down these airwaves. Too many people are logging in. This is a must. Yes. Do we sing? We could sing, maybe. So to everyone that's watching, the one person that's watching, Tyler's internet cut out. So what I'm going to do is FaceTime. I'm going to try and FaceTime this guy. Here we go.
Hey.
Hey, we're still live.
Okay, I'll end that.
You'll end that. I have you live and you're like on speakerphone on live.
Oh, really? Hey, what's up?
Hey, what's up?
Well, my internet cut out, which happens sometimes in this house.
Do you think it's because everyone's working from home?
I don't know. I don't think so, because we've had this problem for a while. We've been talking to Shaw about it. Just like, we have great internet, but once a day or so, it'll just like shut out for 5 minutes at a time.
Yeah. Well, that sucks. Can you still hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you great.
And you can't.
Am I just a black screen right now?
You're it's just me on YouTube.
What a great
So I was whistling like so I think to finish this, what's the problem that we have? Is it that you couldn't complete the call?
I think that's probably the problem, is that you and I are trying something that I've literally never tried before, and doing it live, which is very hard.
Agreed. It's live. It's hard. But we made it work. I FaceTime audioed you, and yeah, I don't know how to end it.
Well, I can get on here once my internet comes back and turn off the live feed.
So
I don't know what happens if you just hang up.
So I feel like that's your problem, and I need to help you solve it.
Hey, there's the internet. This is like the most. Every time I've done a live stream, this is how it's ended. So.
I feel like this is like there's a lot of irony in this. Like, your problem is your internet's it's shit the bed, and I'm here to help you solve it. So this is tech support. Have you tried unplugging your unplugging your modem? Ooh.
Hey, I'm back.
He's back. There we go. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Let's why don't we wrap this call up? We've been talking. Yeah, you can hear me?
Yeah, in one ear. It's really strange.
Okay, so let's end this tech monstrosity here. We've been talking for an hour. The last question I have for you is, we've completed a selection of the New York Times, was it 36 questions that will make you fall in love?
Yeah.
Do you feel that we are closer friends as a result of it?
How many questions have we done out of the
We did
36?
12.
Okay, so what's 12 divided by 36?
It's a multiple of 3.
Okay, so it's about 30%.
It's
about that.
3.3 repeating percent.
So I would say
Honor here, Nick.
mental math is not my strong suit. I would say I'm about 50% in love with you.
Where'd you start?
With a 96.3% probability weight.
Okay.
How do you feel?
I feel like we had I've done this questionnaire before, and I find what it does is it ramps up the intensity of the questions. So you start with a very what celebrity would you want to have lunch with, and you end talking about like deep personal problems. And
Yeah.
I think that's what people who are close to each other like are there for, is like helping each other solve these big problems and talking about these things. And I'm glad we had a conversation. I think you and I were already there, but I'm just glad we got to spend an hour together in social distancing times.
Me too, but what is there?
Oh,
is there in love, or is there?
I think we were already in love, and now we're just more in love.
I think you're right.
Okay.
I think we're on the same page. Thank you, New York Times. Thank you, Tyler, and thank you, Lindsay, for allowing me to occupy your time.
Thanks for spending an hour doing this, man.
Yeah, no, I appreciate it.
Talk to you tomorrow, okay?
Yeah, sounds good.
Bye.
See ya. Bye.